Okay, so guys, let us let's create the back end. Let's create the back end of these forms. We had the login form and the register form. I want us now to start creating the back end of this. So we create two back ends. One, we're going to use PHP and MySQL for the database, and the other one we're going to use Python and MySQL for the database. Okay, so I'm using a local server, XAMPP local server. So I have created my project folder and named it test. I have created it under the htdocs in the XAMPP local host. So very first, let's start creating our PHP to handle the back end. Okay, so we are going to create two PHP files, one to handle the register and another one to handle the login. However, you can just put them as one if you want, but I just want to use this approach because it is the recommended approach actually, because it's modular and it's good for debugging, easier for debugging and code reusability. Okay, so I'm going to create a new file inside this. Okay, and I'm going to name it. Going to name this file. Actually, I'm opening using Notepad, but I'm going to I'm creating the file in Notepad because that's the default editor for creating any document. However, I'm going to open it in VS Code. So let me name the first file as register.php. Of course, it will be saved with the .text extension because it is in Notepad. So let me right click this and then I open it with VS Code. So let me open it in VS Code. Microsoft Notepad is by default the code editor in Windows. So here we have, you can see it's register.php.text. So I want to remove this .text extension. So what I'm going to do, go to this file, save as, okay, and just delete and retype it, and then I save it so that it will change to the .php extension. Now we are ready to write our PHP script. This is the register.php. So first of all, very first we start with the opening and closing of the PHP tags. So let's do this PHP, and then let's close it. Very simple. Let's close it. And closing this is not even a must, but it's a good practice to close it. So there we are. So now we can write any code within these tags. Okay, so of course I want to use a good practice, so it's good to comment. So let's start by commenting this code. Okay, so at first we are going to define the database connection. Okay, so let's just put this comment. Okay, database connection. Okay, so let's now put the code for the connection. So of course we are going to define a few variables here, okay, using the $sign. So the first variable will be the host. The host to be, you can see the VS Code. Okay, the VS Code has IntelliSense, whereby it just intelligently detect anything. So this will be the database name. So let me just have db name. Okay, no. You can see what VS Code is trying to do. It's trying to insert something there to actually guide you. Then also we have host, we have the database name, we have the username, we have the user. You can just have user, and we have the last variable is the password. Okay, this one you can just put it anywhere you want because it's just a variable still defining. So the first host, usually the host. In this case, we are going to use the local host. The local host, that's the computer or the machine on which or in which this server will be running. Okay, so that's local host. We call this local host. Then the next variable, the database name. The name. So I will name this database as user information, something like that. Then the next variable, the user will be root. Okay, by default is root because I'm using my PHP admin in XAMPP as root. However, if you want to customize it, you can customize. You set the password, you set your username. So in this case, I'm just using the default setting. So the default is root and the password is blank. Okay, so I'm going to leave it blank. Then we are going to create another variable that's going to make the connection. You can see. Are you seeing what VS Code is trying to do? New MySQL. So actually this is the connection. And actually that's the function for connection. New MySQL. Just exactly what VS Code is trying to do exactly. So because I'm not in a hurry, I'll just go slowly and just put this exactly as I put here. So host can even just have the tab, and the next one will be the username. Okay, so this have the user. Let me just do that tab keys and get them all of them because they are just the same. So this is the code editor trying to just automatically detect. Then you can see. So okay, so this variable code is creating a connection. So using this function of MySQL, this new, okay, you can even omit it, but in the new PHP version, it's good to use this. So let's now let's check the connection. This was handling. We are doing some error handling here. We check if the connection is correct. If not correct, we display an error. Okay, so in this if statement we are passing the variable connection and see exactly what this code editor is trying to say. Connect error. Just use tab key to have it here. So this if statement now. So this if statement, this is the condition, okay? If this condition now die, so if there is an error about the connection, and print this error, connection failed. Connection failed. Okay. Then followed by the error. Connection failed, followed by the error, and the error is this one called error as, okay, something like that. Very simple. So let's put some command here and go to the next section. Now the next section is to log in the user. Okay, login user. Okay, so we just going to put some logic to handle the login. Okay, so again we're going to use an if statement. If, because we are using, we are giving a condition if, so we are using this this global variable if server. So now in this case we are looking at the server request, the request method, which in our case we had defined it. Of course, okay, ideally it is post so this statement, so these are global, what, these are dictionary, okay, these are global dictionary, okay, is trying to look at the server request. If it's post means something is being posted to the server, is being sent to the server. Okay, we have post and get. So if now let's give the condition. Okay, so if server, okay, if the request is post, okay, so let's have this variable user equal to post this global post. Again, this one, the case doesn't matter. You can write it in lowercase or uppercase. Username. Okay, so what this mean is that we are creating a variable called user here. So if the request is post, then we are storing the username. This exactly as it is in the supposed to be username. Okay, this one. So actually we're using we are not using this just for a label. So what we're using here in the back end is the ID and the name. ID and name. Okay, so this one must match what we are writing here, username. Okay, so if the request is post, then what you can see, we define the method here as post. So if the request is post, then whatever is submitted here will be stored in this dictionary. Okay, then let's define another variable called pass for password. just name it pass. Then this one also going to have post. Okay, going to have post. This one is going to collect the password. This one is going to collect the password. Okay, this one is going to collect the password, the submitted password. Right. Then we create these few variables here. STMT equal to call the connection. Okay, we just use this function as highlighted here. Then we put a query. Now, so remember, we want to put the information in a database. Okay, so we will have a database somewhere. So this one will carry the database, the query. So let's have this query. Select. These are MySQL. Remember, we are checking login. So this credential, at first, when somebody is registered, these credentials will be stored in a database. Okay, when they want to log in, this script will check if this variable, if these credentials are authentic by querying the database in which this very information is stored. Okay, so you can see. So if the server is post, so this is the login form. So somebody is entering a username and a password. Okay, then this statement is querying the database. This statement is querying the database. It select password from users where username is question mark. So this username is this. So this question mark, the username is this one. Okay, so these users, that means we will have to create a database with the table named users. Okay, you can name it anything you want, as long as whatever database you create will have this table. This table must be there, otherwise it won't be querying anything and you get errors. Then you have the bind parameter statement. So let's have this. Okay, let's see. Just have the tab here. Okay. Let's have the bind. So let me put this one. Bind parameter. The user. Okay. Then I will execute this query. Okay, I will execute this query. Yes, you can see what this one is doing. That's exactly what I will do. Okay, so you execute the query. So this is the query. You execute it. Then let's have this. Though it's not mandatory, but it's good. It's for security purpose. Let's hash the password so that even somebody who have access to the database won't be able to see the password of the user, the users. Bind result. Okay, bind result. Hashed password. Say hashed password, something like that. So we are hashing the password. Even someone who have access to the database won't still be able to see the password of the users. Okay. Let's have this STMT. So let's fetch now. So this function, the fetch function, is going to fetch the specific user who is trying to log in. Okay. Must be very careful. Yeah, must be very careful. So let's have another if statement. If password, so we're going to have a password verify function. Let's pass this function. If password verify, do you have this function here? Yeah. If password verify, password. So let's have pass, then hash password. Yeah. You can see what VS Code is trying to do. Okay, actually the VS Code doing this so that it can quicken the process. So now we are echo, so we are displaying this information to the browser. Okay, login successful. Else, of course, so this if statement ends here, so I have else here. Else echo. You can see what it's trying to do. This one is trying to do. Invalid password, invalid username or password. Okay. Of course, after this we need to close the connection. So this close the STMT. Close. Call this close function. Something wrong. Where is the pattern of this disk? Okay, anyway, I'll put it down here. No worry, I'll put it right here. So we have closed the STMT. So let's now close the connection. Let's now close the connection. Close. Yeah, something like that. Let's see, we have an error here. This one is not supposed to be here. I think this one is ready to handle it's ready to handle the login. Okay. Let me rename this one. Let me rename this file. I will rename it to login.php. Okay. Then let's create a new file. Okay, this one will be PHP, for to handle the registration. register.php. Yes, less. So actually, the register.php and the login.php, they are not very different. So this is what we're going to do. These two are not very different, just like their HTML counterparts. Let me copy this file. Okay. Let me copy the content of this one, then we shall do some few changes. Okay. So first of all, the database connection remains. The connection function remains. The checking connection remains. So this comment here, I will put register user. Register user. Okay, I will change that. Then, of course, we're still using the same method, post. So now, in this case, we are registering this user. Okay, so wait, let's look at this. So we are using username and password. So in the register form, we had where is it? Yeah, we have username, email, password. So let's get up for this. Okay, so we shall add username. Then let's add a field here for the email. I just copy this and paste it here very fast. Then I have this as email. We have this as email. Okay. Then so now in the login form we had we were fetching from the database. Now in the register we'll be inserting in the database. Okay, we'll be inserting the database. Okay, then for the password, let's change this password. Not really changing, but let's hash this password there. So what we're going to do is just to insert the password hash function. So we're going to password hash function, this one. So we're going to put it here, then put in bracket, and then we'll come here and add this password. You can have password default or password by crypt. Yes, let's password by crypt. Then let's close this. So we have this. Then estimate prepare will okay, so we'll just change something here. Instead of selecting, we will be inserting, because we are not inserting the data to the database. So insert into users. We insert username. Set username. Starting to users. Do away with this. Send it to the username, email, password. Okay. Values. Values. Something to users. There's an error. Not really. You're supposed to put this into quotation so that we go away with the error. Okay. Prepare something to users, username, email, password, values, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's okay. Then the bound okay, we have how many parameters here? 1, 2, 3. So let's have then the first one we had 1 parameter, we have 3 parameters, so let's add the other parameters. So we have the email, and the other parameter will be the password. Okay, pass, we define it as pass. Yeah, so these are the parameters we are finding, so they must be as defined. Okay, then let's okay, we are not interested with this. Okay, we'll leave this. Okay, then the if statement, we're going to have this, the if statement. Let's delete this. The if statement, we are going to now we are going to check on the execution. STMT execute. Okay, so this to mean if the execution is successful. Let's, instead of this, let's have registered successful. Okay, else let's have an error here. Now this will be a system generated error, unlike this one, because this one be checked if there's an error in registration. Do this because this most likely will be a system error dot okay, something like that. Then the rest will remain the same. STMT close, and okay, I want this to be somehow, the indentation is not very good. there we are. Cancel this file as well. Alright, so we have the script to handle the back, and now we need to create the database. We need to create the database. So let me run the server first of all. Let me activate the server. Let's have the server running so that we can access so let's start the server. Okay, so once we have the server, we can go to our browser, anywhere in our browser, something like this. Localhost, let's type this localhost. So there we are. Then let's go to PHP admin. Okay. So yeah, we have two options on how we can create our database. The first option is where we can use the GUI or GUI, as just pronounced GUI. So we can create new something like that, give the database name, something like that, but I don't prefer this. I prefer using code, okay, because I just write the code and run, and everything's created, the database and the tables. So let's write this code here very first. Create database. Let's have our database name will be user information, as we started in the PHP script. So this statement will create the database. We'll just create the database alone. Now inside this database, we need to create a table. So we are going to use this database, use user information, user information. Now we are using the database, so we are inside the database now. Now inside this database, let's create table. Create table users. I hope there's no database that is already using this table. Create table. Also, you can have the statement if not exists. Create table user if not exist. Okay, we exist. Okay. So you can see we are getting some errors. Let's cut this and bring it after. It's supposed to be create table if not exist users. Okay, create table if not exist users. ID int auto increment. Okay. It will be a primary key. This one. Okay, we are creating ID. So the ID actually the number like this. So 1, 2, 3. So this will be the ID of the rows. So the first ID, of the columns. So the first column of this table will be the ID. So it will be auto increment. So it will be incremented automatically. Like once you create a field number 1. The next field that will be inserted will be automatically be number 2, number 3. Then let's have a column for username. Let's have a column for username. Then this is the data type, variable character. Okay, of course, there's no name that there's no username that will exceed 50 characters. Okay. Then the constraint is not null. Like this one can be empty. Okay. Then the email, of course. Unique. This is now use the keyword unique, and also not unique, not this to mean okay, it can be empty. Then unique, that means you can accept and like it is not restricted, something like that. Password. Also variable character 255. Okay. Constraint not null. Constraint not null. Okay. And of course, yeah, I will close this to mark the end, and I'll put this. So this one. So create database, user information. Let's create our database, then use this database. Inside this database, so this statement use user information, it allows you to get inside the database to create table if not exist users. So you can just create table without using this statement. But if in any way you doubt, maybe there could be a database, another database using this table name, then ID data type the ID will be integer or increment. It will also be the primary key, username, email, password, something like that. The password here is highlighted in blue because it means reserved. It's a reserved keyword in the MySQL. So let's go to create this. Let's go. So it is created. You can see user information. Here it is. Can I refresh? So here's our database, user information, and then it have this table users. So you can see the database is empty. Don't have anything here. The ID, nothing, username, password, email, password, so it's empty. So the next thing is to ensure that we have correctly defined and connected this here. Otherwise, nothing is going to work. So let's save everything. Okay. So we can now, where is our, so let's start with this. Start with this. Let's do back. I'm going to use Chrome. So let's try to register someone. Let me try to register myself. Just fake an email, yeah. What? Yeah, something like that. And password, I can just put anything. Let me put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let me register. No. Wait, before we go to that. This is not good. Let's have the proper name here. This register, okay. Let's link it properly. You don't have to run into some unnecessary error. Okay, this one. Let's link to login.php. Okay. Then I'll refresh this. Let me refresh this. Okay, so something like this. We have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's register. Let's see. Can't see. So it is displaying there. It is displaying the file. Okay. What do you think is doing this? Okay, now because it's very funny. So it is actually displaying this now. This is very interesting. Somehow interesting. Why is it displaying this anyway? You know why? It's because I was supposed to access it through the server. So in such a case, we need to convert these files now into PHP. So we're going to stop this. Now all of them need to be in PHP. So this file here, we are going to save as register.php. Okay. Sorry, it will conflict. Let me do this. Start. Then this one. Let me name it to form dot go to our server and then access our, so we have this register. So first of all, we have localhost. It's like I'm tired. So localhost, then the folder is test. So we are typing the URL, then the file is register dot php, something like that. So there we are. So now we are running we are in the server, so now I can do this. I can have my email. Password, let me just have 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so let's submit. Okay, never don't say. So we are getting an error here. Pass error, syntax unexpected, token expecting, comma or semicolon in HTTPS register line number 27. So let's go very fast here. This is what we call debugging. Where is line number 27? Which file? Which file is this? Register.php. So register.php number 27. Yeah, we have something here. We have something missing here. Okay, so let's save this very fast. Let's go back to this and reload. Okay, a fatal error. Undefined constant password by crypt. Yeah, just line 19. Let's go very fast and see. I think that it could be a typing error, most likely. It could be a typing error. Password. Password by crypt. Let's see. Or I use password default. Yeah, these are typing error. I was just doubting this must be a typing error. Must be a typing error. Okay, so let's see. Fatal error, uncaught MySQL exec column email cannot be null in exam registered PHP line number 25. Okay, this is what we call debugging now. Wait, where is it? Column email cannot be null, eh? Okay, where is it? STMT execute. Let's look at it. Now sometimes user, right? Okay, this is the problem here. We didn't define email here. define email. We didn't define email. Hope this one solve this, because username, email, password. Okay. Let's see. Register successful. Okay. Register successful. Let's go back to it now. Okay, what does it say? Duplicate entry, Mangala. Okay, that's not. Duplicate 4P. It's okay. It's okay. So let's try again. Another user. Register successful. Okay, so let's go to the database and see if you can see. So this one it reflects to the database. If you leave, so you can see this password is hashed. So can you imagine how long so this is the password that I entered as 1 2 3 4 5 6. You can see how it is hashed to this. So even someone who have access to this database won't really know what this password really is. Okay. So let's register a user again. Register another user. Okay. Again, you can see, even though the password is the same, it is being hashed different. You can see this one is still the same password. So we are assuming we have different users that maybe by any chance they are using the same password. So let's see. Register successful. Let's refresh this database. So you can see this is actually the same password for both of the three entries. This one. You can see how differently it's being hashed. And see, it's even still continuing. So that's it. Now the next thing we need to test is the login. Let's test the login. So let me have this, and then let me have the password. Let's see if this will be logged in. Login. So I'm also having an error here. As we're expecting. So let's go very fast. Here. Which line is that? And 28. We have 28 lines here. Okay. This one. Login successful. Okay. Save the password. So again, let's try using a wrong password. Let me change this. See. Invalid username or password. No thanks. So you can see it's working. Yeah. successful. So that is it. So you can see it's working.